those youngsters embark on a great journey, and these cruise liners, you know what's quite incredible is that the amount of South Africans that are working on international cruise ships around the world. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go. I've been on a couple of cruises myself, and I will always find South Africans serving us or working on the ship, and I think it's just a great opportunity for people to find work and jobs there, so it's nice to see the training happening. Now, the South African International Maritime Institute is a development and skills institute aimed at ensuring the success of maritime economic development. SAMI serves a continent by promoting skills development, education, training, research, and also supports growth and the ocean's economy. We are all getting wet here, aren't we? Well, Sipho Kazi is a guest of ours here, as well as some of the beneficiaries and those that are working for this particular aquaculture display that we are here having a look at. But let's just talk a very bit about all of this. Sipho Kazi, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, and good morning to the viewers at home.
I know, and we're going to try and not get sick, because this is just, it's madness. Let me get your name. What is your name?
Tembingosi Halana.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. And you are? Excellent. Okay, good. We're going to chat to you in a short while because you guys have been here the whole morning. But I want to first get an idea about the programs and the different operations that are happening.
Yes. Leon, you'll recall that under Operation Phakisa, the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, through the leadership of Minister Zokwana, leads the aquaculture lab. And basically what the focus of aquaculture is looking beyond the fish at sea. We have a history of a beautiful ocean coastline in South Africa and capture fisheries. But the reality is, as Minister Mulewa explained this morning, fish stocks are depleting in the ocean. We wanted to look at an alternative growing of the fish, which is fish farming, which is aquaculture. Yeah. Now, the beauty about aquaculture, Leon, is that it has ability to create real, tangible projects that can be localized even at the the most rural areas, like the Hamburg project that you are engaging with, and the beneficiaries we're engaging with today. This is in a rural space. This is a place where they're growing fish, and this fish is even going to the markets. So you're localizing the economy, you're localizing the jobs there, and you're producing for big markets like Cape Town Fish Market.
That's amazing. I mean, it's an incredible story. I'm going to talk to the guys now, but in terms of a project like Hamburg, how many other areas are doing exactly the same thing?
We have a total of 36 projects under Operation Phakisa, and I'm proud to say actually 26 of the 36 are very operational, and 15 of those are SMMEs and are in the rural area. So we've got a spread out of the projects in all of the nearly all the provinces actually, even in inland spaces like Free State in the Garib Dam, where we're having an aquaculture demonstration center, where we are also looking at building capacity, teaching people how to grow fish and looking after fish and everything. So we've got a fairly spread out of these 26 active projects that are happening. They are producing like the ones that you're seeing here, the Abalone one in East London, the Hamburg one, and we have got quite a widespread of it, as I say, of the 26. But in total, we have 26 projects. They are fully operational and they are going quite very big scale.
I mean, it's quite an incredible thing because you need a lot of skills to be able to do something like this. I mean, you can't just suddenly wake up one morning and decide, okay, I'm going to have a fish farm. It doesn't work that way. I mean, how are you empowering the communities and giving them the skills to do this?
It is not only skill, and it's also capital. Yes. That's one of the things that is the skill and the capital. The beauty about it, although you need it, is quite a very simple way of doing it. So you're looking at basic farming of fish, and then as you grow the capacity, then you are improving your technology and everything. But what we want to emphasize to the people of South Africa, you don't necessarily need high tech, you don't necessarily need those volumes unless you are producing for a particular known market. But you can go as basic as possible, and it's very easy. And what we're doing now, we are working with universities and colleges of agriculture, so that we kind of have college programs and we have community programs that are teaching people the basics, so that you don't need to have a metric to be able to grow fish, but we custom make the kind of programs that we do for people anywhere and at any level of their education, so that it speaks directly to what needs to be done.
It sounds absolutely fantastic and fascinating. I mean, is this I'm going to ask, come into out the rain. I mean, we're all standing in the rain for what reason, I don't know. But although we're going to be looking at the food and the fish and the products in a minute. But let me ask you, just in terms of global practice, I mean, where are we learning our lessons from? Where in the world is this kind of thing practiced, aquaculture?
The whole world, Leon, is ahead of South Africa, actually, in the true sense of the word. Even if we to talk Africa, Egypt is far ahead of us. Nigeria is far ahead of us. East Africa is far ahead of us. South Africa has been spoiled because we've got a coastline, we've got a high production of fisheries, and we never thought that issues like global warming will be catching up with us, issues of overfishing will be catching up with us, and thinking about this. But one of the world producers of aquaculture is Norway, for instance, and I think maybe many South Africans know about the Norwegian salmon that comes into the South African market. It's farmed. 95% of Norwegian salmon is now farmed. So the Scandinavian is quite very ahead of us. Many EU countries like France, but in particular, as I say, in Africa in particular, we're learning from Egypt and Nigeria because they are quite ahead of us. We are not as that behind, though, because through Operation Phakisa, we were able to get these different government departments that regulate the space to fasten the processes, and we really have moved with speed relatively faster than we would have in the silos that we've been working separately. And I can tell you now, the aquaculture bill has passed through NEDLEC process, and we are waiting for cabinet to approve the aquaculture bill, and once that is done, we're going to be able to really roll out in a massive scale the programs of aquaculture in our country. But definitely under this program, the presidential program, it was easy to do these things quicker than we would have if we had to work in silos as a department alone. Which is so important, because I mean, we know the depletion of the fish in our oceans is a major issue for all of us, and of course this has brought down our fish quotas, so it's having a bad effect on many industries. But it's good to see something. I want to talk to the guys behind you now, and just to get an idea of what it is that you do. So Themba and Nkosi, this is what you're doing. This is the Hamburg project. And how did you get into this? Where did you sort of decide you wanted to go into growing fish?
We just talk with staff, to generate us about to farming fish. But it's not a one species that we are farming. We've got oysters and also this fish. So we are the cooperative. We just go to DAF, then we said to DAF, no, can you just help us? We want to build up our farm, then we can generate our country as well, you know.
Now, you work on the same farm. How many people are working on this farm?
It's 23 people.
23 people?
Yes.
And I mean, how big is the farm?
It's just a pilot. We've got 9 ponds since we just started this farming.
Okay, so 9 ponds, 23 workers, and you do a range of fish. So everything that's on display here is what you actually are producing and growing on this farm?
Yes, we are just producing the carp farm.
Okay, yes. Get a camera. I knew you've been seeing them all morning, but we've moved over here. So this is cod.
Dusky carp. Dusky carp.
Okay.
Yeah, which we were farming this dusky carp.
Amazing. And I believe that this now, they were saying, is actually at the fish market, the Cape Town fish market. It's being sold there.
We sold it over it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks beautiful. It's big. It's healthy. How many can you produce of these?
Sorry?
How many can you produce at a time? I mean, when you say you're growing them, can you do quite a lot? Is it bulk?
Yeah, quite a lot, but the capacity of our farm is 20 tons.
Okay.
So now we haven't got now so much. So we just farming the fingerlings now. We just bought a fingerlings now, so getting a marketing side.
Yes. So here's something fascinating. I don't know if you want to chat to us as well, but when I saw you earlier this morning, I arrived and I saw you braaiing sausages, and I thought, why would you be braaiing boerewors here at the harbour? Meantime, it's fish boerewors. You're telling me that you make fish boerewors, you make burger patties that are fish burgers. So you've got a whole bunch of different ranges of things here.
Not as.
We're just dealing with the carp.
So you're doing the carp. This is something else. This is from another Karoo catch. That's what they call. So they got all these different products as well. And what about the abalone?
It's not for us, yeah.
These are just some of the products that are around that they're able to grow. I mean, have a look at this here. I mean, is that not incredible? So this is made in one of the farms. That's our abalone, and I mean, you know how much this is in demand. So incredible, and apparently it's ready to go. We can cook this and eat it straight away. There's some lobsters in there as well as urchins. So I must say it's quite fascinating to see this project and see the success of it working. All right, I'm going to try get out of this rain now. It's really getting wet over here. Let's take a break on the program. We'll see you just after this.